Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It's your Cape Crusader Code, and we're keeping it geekly with our returning guest, Laurie Calcaterra. We're here to break down Path of the Pale Rider, issue 1 through 3. Laurie, welcome back to the stream. How have you been since, the last time you've been on?
I'm good. I'm having a blast. I'm so busy right now, but it's all good stuff, like campaigns rocking, and I got books in, and I'm fulfilling, and all really good stuff. So, and of course, I'm having fun doing it. So, good
I see you got a nice piano in the background since we've last chatted. It looks lovely.
Right. I mean, we can have Elton John on later if you want.
So, for everyone, maybe tuning in for the first time, give us a little bit about who you are.
Oh yes, I am crazy. We'll just put it at that. I got into comics through martial arts. I was a stunt woman and martial art choreographer in about 2017. I started writing web content for a production company. So I was writing scripts, wrote a couple things, and then had an idea for Path of the Pale Rider. And it's so big, we couldn't produce it. So I was looking at some options of what to do. And comic books made sense because I love comics. My husband loves comics. We read a lot of Image and Robert Kirkman, East of West, Saga, Invincible, Fables. I could keep going. Anyway, so for our love of comics, it made sense to kind of like break up this story and turn it into a giant series. And so it's a Western apocalypse where death has been broken. Your body can die, but your soul, your energy, it doesn't leave your body upon death. So you're not a zombie that's craving brains. You're just you, but your brain is decaying in your skull. So it's a bad day. You get forgetful, you get violent, you could get detached. There's a whole lot of ethical things that come with the undead losing rights, etc., etc. Animals, insects, fish, nothing gets to leave. It's a pretty bad place.
So, two things real quick. The first thing I want to dive into, I don't know if we have ever dove into the webcomic, have we?
The webcomic?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one that you wrote for the production company.
Oh, it's not a comic. It's a live action series called The Agency.
Oh, okay.
You can't see it. We filmed the pilot, and right when we were ready for reshoots, I ended up moving to Texas. So it's not public. Some of the advertising still pops up in my memories on Facebook because we did a lot of advertising for it before it was done, but unfortunately it's not there. I've done a couple other short films. One of them's going through film festivals right now, and it was filmed like before we moved to Texas. So 2018, 2019, I want to say we filmed it, but the producer went back and like remastered it and is putting it through the circuit. So eventually when that one gets done, you'll be able to see it. Now, I don't get to show off in that one because I do a lot of martial arts, right? But we brought in a parkour runner, so he gets to show off, and he's just amazing. He did all sorts of wall runs and flybys and all sorts of cool stuff, and I just run away.
So speaking of martial arts, I'm really happy. I know we talked about this before. Me and my daughter are enrolled, and we just got my 2 sons enrolled, so I was really excited. Now we have the whole family in there. And the coach wanted me to lead the class, and I was kind of nervous. It's a yellow belt's easy, me and my daughter are purple belts now, so but we're pretty much teaching my sons. I did so good. He's like, you come back Thursday and Saturdays and do group teach, and I'm like, let's go, like student teacher, all right, like because martial arts, it's like it's a whole different feeling, right? Like being able to be disciplined and in control of your body, like it's awesome.
Yeah, but to also see how much damage you can do and how much damage can be done to you just from another human being. What style are you teaching?
We have a Kempo studio. So once me and my daughter, once she, the idea was she was getting bullied in school. So I wanted to make sure she was able to defend herself, because if anyone gets upset, sorry, but if anyone is picking on my kid and she hasn't done anything wrong and she's just there existing and someone wants to come bully her, gave her full permission, like lay him out. And if your school has a problem with it, have them call dad. Like, all it took was the one time of her coming up to dad crying, and I'm like, that's it. Either I'm yelling at the parents or she will enroll her. So
she'll learn how to defend herself.
And
that's awesome, and I
Mm-hmm.
applaud you, because us ladies, you never know when it's going to happen. It could be the same bully escalating, but it could be someone off the street and there's no indication that it's coming, and then you have to be able to react.
So my thing is, though, I want to get into jiu-jitsu a little bit. You know, stand up is okay, but I want her to be able to grapple, to be able to break limbs if she needs to. Like, you know, if she's up against someone who's 6 foot, 200 pounds, like I want her to be able to handle, and that's how you. And jiu-jitsu is really good with that.
How old is she?
10.
Okay, not quite old enough yet.
Yeah.
Weapons. The weapons is the ultimate equalizer.
She's like, get her strapped.
Not necessarily guns, but sticks, knives, hairpins. I usually carry something. I have a whole slew of weapons right here in my studio just because I fidget. But if I can keep my distance and I have a weapon, it doesn't matter how strong or how much they weigh, you know what I mean? Or how, you know what I mean? As long as I have a bladed weapon or something I can stick you with, I win because I know how to use it. Right?
Yeah.
It's the ultimate equalizer. So
all you need to do is
it's weapons, and so I wouldn't teach someone until they're about 16 unless there's parental consent and they're there with them. Because the last thing I want to do is teach a kid how to knife fight and the consequences that could come from that, right?
I remember Face Off. To this day, all you need with a knife is stick and twist.
Yeah.
Right?
I have hairpins that are literally that I walk around with them in my hair, and they're the best thing ever because they're out in the open. They're not under my clothes where I have to, try and fumble to deploy it. And it has a really nice hole in it, so I can stick my finger through it so I can't drop it. You know what I mean? So it's just real quick, like boom, 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 and
oh my God. Hey, if you are having bad intentions, watch out. Laurie's gonna be in the shadows throwing these things like ninja stars at you. You're done. Game over.
I'm usually the last resort. So my husband and I have this deal. If anybody ever comes at us, he's usually the one standing in the front screaming and yelling, and I'm the one sneaking behind to take him out.
I love it. So let's get back to the path where we're talking about causing so much harm and chaos. Let's get back to the actual harm and chaos, and that is the death within Path of the Pale Rider. So nothing goes away forever. They just continue to decompose. Is there like a level where that body just turns into goo, like, or does it just keep piling up?
It turns into goo. It can turn into bones. It can turn into ashes. You still don't get to leave. It's a bad day.
It's a bad day indeed.
Yeah. In fact, I did this really cool reward last campaign. It was this secret reward called the Bones of Despair. And it was creepy, but it's a literal bottle with ashes and bones in it. And I wrote this poem on the side about how death is gone and that decay is now king. But if you hold this bottle to your ear, can you hear the voices of the damned? Almost like you would put a seashell to your ear to hear the ocean. Can you hear the voices of the people trapped in their bones? Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
It's creepy, but people loved it. So and I made 4 of those from scratch. I made the boxes themselves and everything. Put the hinges on myself. I have a secret award in this campaign too. It's even cooler, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
That's so cool. And I remember our chat last time we talked about what that could be, but you didn't give the secret away. So it's cool to hear that it was something they could actually hold and listen to. Like that offers a whole new different level of immersion. And I really respect the love and passion you have into creating this. Like for me, like when we did my shirt launch, I was heartbroken. I had to unfortunately make a move to be an online storefront because like physically, like the upfront cost was just too much for like a startup podcast. Like but I loved being able to like physically fold that shirt, put a little note in there, like, thank you so much. Like here's some stickers, here's some extra magnets, pack it away in like keeping a geekly like official bag. I loved it. And that was the biggest thing. I was so heartbroken. It's like, man, I mean, I could send them an email, but that's not the same, right?
It's not. And people forget that we pour our heart and souls into that. Like I do the same where I use Gemini mailers to send all my comics, but I put a skull stamp on them. So you know it's for me. So if you turn it over and you look at the back, I've touched it. I've put my mark on it, right? And when you open it up, you're going to see all the cool extras. There's extras in there that I haven't even talked about. And it's so much fun for me for someone to open up the box and be like, oh, cool, look what she sent me. Like she went the extra mile. And I do. I want to make sure that people look forward to opening every box they get from me. I usually send thank you notes out to randoms, and so I usually do about 25, and I switch them up every time. And there's secret in them. Like the
Ooh.
last one I sent, they had a black light message on the back.
Mm-hmm.
These ones have something in Morse code. So have fun with that, people.
Yeah, you have a ton of riddles and puzzles within these. How do you come up with all these? I mean, it just seems like even coming up with one seems like it would be hard for me to do. Like you're coming out with multiple per campaign.
Yeah, I love that stuff, and you can kind of go down a rabbit hole. I have a whole Pinterest board of different kinds of riddles and ciphers and Morse code. What's the one? There's a letter one that's like you switch out the letters, but they're in order. That's in the back of this one. This is the Choose Your Own Adventure book. In the back of it, I gotta take down this piano. I love the piano. Darn. There we go. You can see
Laurie in a different multiverse. It's
So at the bottom, look.
Hold on one second. Let me squeeze you a little bit larger.
I have a cipher.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is your example, right? This is your key, and then you get to solve this. And if you solve it, you get to go to a place in the real world and interact with other people that solve all the riddles.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but every issue has a riddle on the back cover. I just happened to get. Oh, I love these metal covers. Sorry, I'm shiny things.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We love shiny things on the show too.
Here's the back cover to issue number 2, with a riddle written in ASL, so American Sign Language. So you have to first translate, and then you have to solve. And then if you send your answer to this email right here, it triggers something to happen. You get something in the mail.
Ooh, that's so cool. You go above and beyond because not only riddles and puzzles, but short films as well, right?
Short films, yep. The world is so big. When I wrote it, I wanted to make sure we could see all the cool things. And the story is told from a singular point of view. It's told from the point of view of Jude St. Clair, kind of the last cowboy still looking for the answer in the apocalypse. And if he doesn't see it, I can't really show it in the comic. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure not only could people see the things, but interact with them. So that's what I love about the short films is that people can actually participate in them.
That's so cool.
Yeah, issue 1 and 2, when we released those, there's a ton of fans. Some of the artists are in there, in the riot scenes. And then the last one was really cool. We did a conspiracy theory. So I dressed up as a reporter. I went out with a microphone and I interviewed all these people, asking them, what do you think broke death? And we're so early on in the story that nobody has a clue, right? And they just said the craziest stuff. But anybody that wanted to be in and sent footage to me, they are in it. This one is a little bit different because I actually had a shot list. I was like, if you want to be in the short film, I need these specific shots from you because this is what we're trying to tackle. But then I also had one, I was like, if you have no skills with the camera, take a picture of yourself as a dead body and send it to me. I'll still put it in.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
So got a lot of dead bodies in this one.
So real quick, I know you, a little birdie told me that you had a unfinished video for issue 3. Did we want to take a look at that, or is that still kind of in the wraps? So let me go ahead.
I'll just tell you when to stop.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead. We'll switch over to our campaign showcase and let's check this out. So.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah, 6:30. Yeah, it's been at 6:30 for 2 weeks. I promise you, I've told you like 12 times. Okay, all right. Oh, can you stop and pick up some more drinks? I get you some soda. I love you. Bye.
Uh-oh.
Then Mark.
See, I'm a savage with packages. I always use my teeth. I never use scissors.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just catch you next time. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye. Darn. My kitchen smells great. I did cook that.
I mean, that's smart. It's like, I'm going to actually make dinner. So kill two birds with one stone.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Amanda. Hi. 6:30. No. Okay. I just Heather just called and she canceled too. Yes, and I have been watching the news. No, it's fine. I'm just, like cooking for 12 people. It's fine. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Apple. Come on. Hello. Yes. I'm just gonna cancel the whole thing. No, nobody's coming. Jen, it's not maybe you. There's like, we've been planning this for. Yes, I know. Yes, I have been watching the news. No, I don't care. We could talk about this later. I gotta go. Bye. Well, something's going on the news.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And that's from your previous video, right?
Yes, I've been watching the news.
Yes.
That's
and
so
in fact,
cool.
if you watch some of the screens, you're going to see all my other short films playing.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. I love how you implemented those.
Popcorn everywhere. Watch the iPad.
Okay.
Hold on, Doc.
Oh, you got them to act within the film too, like it was happening for them too.
Did you see?
Yeah, that's so cool. That's awesome.
All right, stop here.
Oh,
Yes.
stop. Okay.
Yes, stop.
Oh, I got so nervous. I was like, I'm so like entranced. Like,
I know, because here's where it takes like a hard left turn, right? And the little hint was what happened on the iPad. It's like Pops and Doc are part of this too, and so they did this real well. Where Pops was like, "Hang on, just a second," and it's hard to see, but he gets up from his chair and he goes over to like the back part of his room, and then my house alarm goes off. I go running away, so I don't see what happens. He gets shot right there.
Oh.
Boom. So that's the first indication that people are starting to get killed.
Yeah. No, that is that.
See what happens to all of those people, and it's not a good day.
I love that. That is so awesome, and it's fun that you get to play a little bit with like your film expertise as well.
Yeah, we do fun things. I'm getting better at like green screening and all of that good stuff. So.
So you mentioned a choose your own adventure book for this as well. Are we able to maybe play a little bit before we dive into the campaign?
Play?
Yes, let's try it out.
Okay.
Let's try it out.
On page 2. That's all
I'm gonna try not to. My best experience has been through Goosebumps. So remember the old school Goosebump books where you could like read?
Yes, I had all of those. That's so much fun. All right, so just a warning. So dear reader, you are about to embark on a choose your own adventure based off of the world of Path of the Pale Rider. The world is very dangerous. Remember these rules as you stride forward. Number 1, the death process is broken. This applies to all living things, humans, animals, insects, etc. can come back from the undead if you dispatch them.
2, assume everyone will undead you if given the chance. 3, nothing is as it seems. 4, use this logic and you will survive. Probably not, but good luck anyway.
So interesting. Anything I kill has the opportunity to, like, so how long does it take for it to reanimate?
It depends on how they die. If they're bleeding out, one thing, if it's like an immediate death, it might go a little quicker because they're dead and they can transition quicker. It depends on if it's a brain injury, they might be disorientated. It really depends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, I love that.
So, it's wild because everybody reacts differently, just like we would probably in the real world. It doesn't take 12 seconds for every zombie to come back. We're not zombies, we're people. So they could come back and be exactly like themselves, or they could come back and try to kill you.
That's so cool.
All right, so you're in the saloon. That's where you start in the wasteland. You walk into the saloon. It's a rather rough place. It has a wooden bar and a couple of stragglers. Everyone has masks or bandanas covering their faces. Behind you is a giant wall of bounties with pictures and descriptions. You casually sit at the bar, and the barkeep slams a mug of something in front of you. You check your pockets, and you have a pocket knife, 10 silver pieces, and a canteen. Do you drink the drink with no questions asked, or do you refuse the drink and walk over to the wall of bounties?
Drink the drink.
Drink the drink. Oh no, your canteen is empty and you are parched. You decide to slam the drink in front of you and exclaim loudly. You slam the mug back on the counter, and everyone at the bar just looks over at you.
Oh no.
The barkeep saunters over and says, "That'll be 25 silver."
Oh no.
You shake your money pouch onto the counter and manage a weak smile as you count to 10 and no more. Oh, you have 10 silver pieces. You shrug your shoulders and say, "Can I wash dishes?" The barkeep glowers at you and says, "Do a bounty to pay your tab, or you can join the protection caravan. Either way, you owe me." You got 3 choices. Check the bounties, join the protection caravan, or dash out the door.
How many people dash out the door? Let's dash out the door.
You're gonna dash out the door. Congratulations, you did.
I was gonna backtrack and try the bounty, but I was like, I bet no one does dash out the door.
You're on page 5 and you have successfully killed yourself. You run for the door and make it to the entrance before the barkeep shoots you with the shotgun in the back, taking your breath and your legs from underneath you. You manage to roll over on the floor as blood pours out of your back, which now closely resembles Swiss cheese.
Oh, I love it.
He saunters over and pulls the trigger again, and loading the other barrel into your face and removing the memory of your facial features from history. Your limbs are sold off to scavengers, ending your adventure in the wasteland. Try again. Go back to page 1.
Here, hold on. Let's get that image up there. So, when they remove your limbs, you come back limbless?
I mean, your limbs and your body all come back. You're in all of your molecules. So, as an undead person, the best way for them to get rid of you is to take you apart. Because if you're in one piece, you're still functional, right? You can still walk around and touch things and change things, and be a threat. So, in the wasteland, they take you apart and they ship you off into multiple
So, what happens to the limbs? Is it like the thing from like the hand from Addams Family?
They can still move.
That's so awesome. I love that. So guys, let's go ahead and pull up the campaign for issue 3 and see what all the hype is about. So give me 1 second. We're gonna get that added to screen.
Cody, you died the first death.
I know. So how many pages is there within that?
Not many people dash out the door, but good on you. You had to see what was gonna happen.
So how many pages is that in total? The choose your own adventure.
Adventure is 60 pages.
Wow, so I barely scratched the surface.
No, you got to page 5, dude. The cool thing is though, is that there's characters in the choose your own adventure that you, the reader, get to interact with that will show up later in the story. So you know how terrifying some of these characters are. And when Jude St. Clair gets to know them, he won't know anything about it, right? So you're gonna be, as a reader, you're gonna be like, that's the freaking Skinner. Like, you need to run. And he has no clue.
That's so cool. So guys, we are looking at Path of the Pale Rider issue 3. Join Cowboy Jude St. Clair in the apocalypse as he journeys to find the answer to the questions: why do the dead no longer die? currently at 5,179 of a $4,550 goal. 81 backers, 13 days left to go. Everyone watching, right here is the link to check this out with us. If you're unable to back, simply putting this on Facebook and Twitter works just as well. Word of mouth is 100% free. It costs nothing to do. How are you feeling? I mean, it looks like you are killing it. Fully funded, almost close to 1,000 pass goal. I mean, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. This guarantees a black and white issue. Doesn't that suck? We're a little bit shy of like where we need to be for color, but we're going to make it in color anyway. No matter what happens, but I'm pretty confident. We still have 13 days to go, and I think I need like $400 to hit the color goal. Because when you run a Kickstarter, and if you've ever run one before, setting your goal is one of the hardest things to do. Do you set it at 500? Do you set it at 5,000? Do you raise goals as you continue to produce? So that 4550 was actually the goal that we set for issue number 1. That was black and white. And we just decided to leave it at that going forward. We haven't raised it, but we have increased the amount of production that we do on every issue by doing in color, by bringing in a colorist. So there's, more art costs and there's more print costs. But again, last issue, we were so close. We just decided we're doing color. Marco DeFillo's color is amazing. And Marta, she's right up there with him. So you guys are really going to enjoy seeing what this looks like in color.
These are some gorgeous covers too. What's this first cover that we're looking at?
That's Marco DeFillo's A cover. So he always does Jude in a situation, and it's very telling about what's going to happen in the issue. He has a great way of visual storytelling. So issues 1 and 2, we were in the apocalypse. We start 10 years into the apocalypse. And in issue 3, we actually time jump all the way back to day 1 when Death goes missing. And Jude St. Clair is an EMT. So we are on the front line of seeing how like dead upon arrival patients, go into the hospital, and he's right there with them to see front row how the chaos happens. Because it's very confusing in the beginning. Nobody really knows what's going on or what to do. And again, they're not a threat in the beginning. It's just the same dude. He's just no pulse. You know what I mean? So it's very confusing. Things devolve really quick though. Issue 3, we actually cover 5 years of the apocalypse in this one issue.
Oh, that's so cool.
We're moving real quick, right? You're going to see the riots. You're going to see the chaos. You're going to see things crumble super quick. So here's Jude sitting on top of his ambulance, checked out, man. He's like, I don't care. Smoking a cigarette and eating a burger from Big James Burgers while Riot and a Molotov cocktail goes flying by.
Why the occupation of the EMS? Did COVID have anything to do with that? I remember during COVID years, that was one of my biggest things was like, you seen the healthcare workers, they were ready to go on strike. A lot of them were getting sick and dying themselves. I was often wondering what they were doing with the dead bodies. There was his name's Victor something. He's on this video has like 7-8 million views. I tweeted at him and I'm like, what do morticians do? Like, what do they wear? How are they cremating these bodies? Aren't they getting sick too? And he took it and broke it down. It was like a 7 million view video. I was like, 15 seconds right there. Let's go. But, was that any, part or any play into this?
So here's the crazy thing. I wrote this story in 2018.
Ooh, ominous.
There's a lot of stuff that I wrote that happened in 2020. You're going to see things very reminiscent to the pandemic and riots and unrest and, just a lot of social injustice that happened in 2020. I wrote this 2 years before and it freaked me the F out while we were watching it happen in 2020. And people that had read my script, like my sister has read the whole script and she was like, Laurie, you better stop writing because things are going to get real. You know what I mean?
Write some happiness.
Yeah. Like, please stop, So no, it didn't have any impact, but it's like, it's not the first riot. It's not the first time that we as humans have done this kind of song and dance. It's
just how we react. So you're going to see it again and again and again through history. And that's kind of what we're doing, is showing like this is the new chaos and this is how we're reacting again with the riots and the confusion and unrest. So of course you got to love the Big James cover.
Yeah.
This cover dropped the week that Cocaine Bear went to the theater.
Oh, I love it.
Can it be any better? Can the timing be any better? Right?
So that is an interesting thing, you know, when you have predators of this nature able to come back and you're not able to stop them. What does that do? Like,
yeah, that's issue 1 in a nutshell, right? Jude St. Clair makes bad decisions. He had no sleep. He stopped to pick up this glass on this cliffside road. He knew there was an undead bear there, and picking up this glass, ultimately it shattered. It fell out of his bag because his horse was also tired and tripped in a hole and woke up this giant bear named Big James. You can't kill it. You can't outrun it. It can swim. It can climb trees. How do you get away from this thing? You'll have to, if you haven't read issue 1, go read it to see what happens. It's a bad day.
And then we have some interiors here too. These are just gorgeous in color.
Thank you. That's the interior of issue number 2. Jude St. Clair goes to a town called Santa Claus. It's like the most unwelcoming place on the planet. Plays cards, gets into a saloon brawl, meets a drunk who claims
Is this where I died?
Broken. What?
Is this where I died?
Where you died?
Yeah.
You were in the saloon and he just shot you in the back, dude.
So you guys might see my dead body.
You stole his drink, he would kill you. That's right. And then if you read this one, they're not nice to the undead either. They stick them on poles and they use them for signage. Like you have some guy's arm pointing the way to the saloon.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's awesome.
And then Dwayne Fink knows something. He knows something.
And we have the creators right here as well. So let's give a shout out to the creative team. We of course have the writer in flesh, Laurie, right here, undead. But we do have the rest of the creative team. So who is this right here?
That is Marco DeFillo. He has been with me since the beginning. So issue 1, issue 2, he did color on 2, but he does all the interior work, pencils, inks, color on 1 and 2, and then always the A cover. So beautiful, beautiful work. I'm sure DC will steal him at some point, and I will cry my eyes out, but be happy for him. This is our new member, Marta Gasparoni. She is our colorist for issue 3. She does amazing work. So she's in Italy. So it's interesting with the time difference. I'm always trying to catch her when she's awake.
Yeah.
But does great work. Like she was recommended to me from Ryan George. I don't know how people are familiar with him, but he's also a comic book creator, and she works on his project as well. So
that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome to have so many creators from like around the world involved.
Yeah. That kind of goes through the story. I just already told people what that is.
Mm-hmm. And then
update section. Anytime I add stuff while the campaign is running, I stick it here first so people don't have to scroll all the way to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it'll point you in like another direction. So Marta finished coloring the interiors. I letter the series. So again, that's Marco's pencils and inks, Marta's colors, and my letters. All 3 of us together. So this is what you're gonna get when you get to issue 3.
I love it too, you know, the little throwback, the no chance, and then guys, like
yeah, he's like, oh guys. But it's just like you can envision him like sitting up, the way that zombies always do in the movies. It's like a trope where you like they cover the body and you just wait for him to sit up with the blankets all over their head. So it's the same kind of trope, but you got to see what happens next. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny.
So let's go ahead and check out some of these tiers. Do you have the tiers as rewards, like images, or are they all just on the side?
They're on the right side because Kickstarter updated where you can add an image to the actual reward tiers on the right.
Okay. All right. Cool. So let's.
Then they did it like 2 days before I went live, and I was like, oh, good. I get to redo my entire Kickstarter in 2 days.
This is nice. I like this. So for $5 or more, you can get a PDF copy of issue 3. How many pages is it going to be?
24.
So
24 pages.
$8 you get a digital catch-up tier, issue 1, 2, and 3. That's outstanding price. $8 for 3 comics, like holy crap.
Yeah, I got yelled at. People were like, that needs to be at least $10, Laurie. And I was like, sorry guys, I put it at 8. Like, it's too late now.
Gonna be smoking all the guys who are running it at 10. Like, let me rake in all the sales. Thank you. We have the physical issue at $10. At 15, you get that cover A. Then we have
you get the PDF too, so you get both.
And then we have the variant B at 15 as well. So awesome to see the variant the same price as the cover A.
I got yelled at for that too. Like, what are you thinking?
And then we have the Big James variant C cover at 15 as well with the PDF. And and D, so you have all your variants as the same price. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
what was the reasoning for that?
This one is going to be a David Sanchez cover. I don't know if you're familiar with David Sanchez, but he's a professional cover artist. He's done work for DC and Image and Boom and all of them. Seriously, Something's Killing the Children and like Star Wars and World Tree, Witch Hammer. Like, he's done amazing work. I actually teased a piece of it today on my social media because he's so close to being done. So we're gonna reveal it when it's all the way done. But that one is a spoiler with no context, where I let him tackle a character of mine that has not been introduced, and she's super important to the story. So if you're interested in this story or you're a collector, it's going to be beautiful anyway. He does photorealistic hand-drawn art, which is amazing.
I love how...
I was like, can I buy this original? He's not even done yet.
I love how the artist drew like the flat line right here in between the panels. That's so cool.
I'm glad that you caught that. That's what that is. That's the heart monitor flatlining.
And the little bleep.
To elicit that sound of that just incessant alarm going off in the background while they're trying to revive him because he's flatlined. That's
so cool. So we have the variant cover E as well at 15. This is the not safe for work cover, right?
Correct. It's William Russell.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. But it's a topic that we haven't talked about before. But what happens to things that were taboo are now maybe a little less taboo? But for how long are they less taboo? You know what I mean? Like, it's an interesting conversation to have of what
is it
happened.
Still like necrophilia at
Not
that point?
talking about necrophilia. Can we say that word on here?
I think so. I don't think YouTube's gonna be like, yo, shut him down.
I think we're far enough into it where they might not watch. But yeah, but like what happens to the body, because it's very one-sided. So when your heart can't beat anymore, your things aren't going to be stiff. We'll just play with that like that.
Unless rigor mortis.
It doesn't last very long. That's the thing. It only lasts like a few hours and then it's over. But for ladies, it's like you just put some lube on it, right? So I'm wondering, with this, the undead almost like lose all of their rights and they become forgetful. So now you have this whole category of women who are very easy to be manipulated or become property. But again, it's like, how long would you do that? Is she gonna start to smell? The people with the taboo like fetishes, how long are they gonna go into this decay phase before they stop? You know what I mean? Or is there a discount? Is there a discount on the less fresh ones? I don't know. But it's like you could even go so far as to talk about like snuff films. It's just a really dark place to go. But I wanted to bring up that topic, so I asked William Russell because he was even like, why do you want to do one of those? And I'm like, I'm actually talking about it for a reason. And he was like, convince me. So I was telling him about like the story and what I was trying to say, and he was like, okay, I'll do it. So there you go. But if you're just into beautiful ladies, we got that too.
So we have at 25 limited Path of the Pale sauce. So you have your own hot sauce as well?
I do. Look, I have one here. It has Big James on it.
Oh, that's so cool. So what's it like? What can you describe that it's similar to?
It's a barbecue sauce base, but it has like habanero in it. So it's ketchup, molasses, apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, Worcestershire, ghost pepper. Oh, and it's ghost pepper. He put ghost pepper. This is not my recipe. This is someone else's recipe I'm using, but it's really good. So ghost pepper, soy sauce, mustard, onion, garlic, liquid smoke, xanthan. Yeah. So, really good. I was told it would be great on Bloody Marys. I've had it on fried chicken, pulled pork. It's awesome. It has a little bit of a bite, so.
So limited to 30 backers only, guys. So jump in on that. Right here is a link to check out this campaign with us. And like I said, if you're able to back, we would love to see that. But simply putting this wherever you can works just as well. We want to get this out to as many people as humanly possible. So $30, you have ketchup. I mean, ketchup tier. So the physical ketchup tier, issue 1, 2, and 3. I thought for a second it was gonna be a bottle of ketchup. I was like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't.
Sauce, I figured we could do ketchup.
So that rounds out to about $10 for a physical. Not a bad price at all. And then we have a Big James shirt at 50. So I am loving all this merchandise. You guys are really killing it this time around. We have a Skull Arena shirt at 50 as well. What's the Skull Arena?
They're both in the updates. If you go look in the updates, you can see a bigger version of it. And I just put it on a whatchamacallit.
Oh, was it in the campaign?
Oh. I was like, where did you go?
Oh, I clicked on the
t-shirt looks terrible on the Skull Arena, so I apologize. I couldn't find one in high def. Like if you look at the white t-shirt and with the Big James, it's like, ooh, this is nice. And then you look at the
I was gonna say right here is the pencils for the not safe for work cover.
Yeah.
So is it just not safe for work, or do you have a safe for work as well, where it's like stickered out?
So that's the Skull Arena shirt. It's a beautiful image by one of the variant cover artists, Angelo Aquino, who did the round one, the cover B. So he also had this image, and this is what caught my eye, made me talk to him. And he was like, if you'd like, we can, talk about this image as well. And I was like, this works perfect for my property. So I had to have it.
And then we have the Big James right here too. This is
got everything.
So brutal.
Look, it's got arrows sticking out of his eye.
And I love the claw swipe too.
He's gonna eat you.
That's awesome. So let's get back down here, and so we checked out those 2 shirts. We have the $100 for the metal cover. At $125, you get all covers. So every single cover, like varying everything, or?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, every single cover, A through E, and then I think it's the metal one too. Can you see me? My camera froze.
Camera froze.
Dang it.
Hold on 1 second. So what we could do is this part I can edit out post-production. If you want to like leave and come back, see if maybe that'll...
I can't do anything. I don't know what my computer just started to do, but it asked me to force quit things, and now my mouse won't move and it froze everything. So good times.
So at least it wasn't me. At least it's not on me this time.
It's not you. You don't have to run and hide in the closet.
So what we could do is, I mean, I could just edit, like if you give me like an avatar picture, I could just post-production put it over top. But we can still run the rest of the interview like this. We just, if you want to, you could stop camera, and then that'll just remove your image.
I can't even move my mouse.
Oh, you can't? Hold on. Let me see if I could...
Stop my camera. I have an avatar behind there, so...
I don't think it's going to let me do that.
Oh, no.
There we go. So that just gives me a black screen, but that... You know what I mean? So it's not just you, like, frozen there with your head on your chin.
Yeah.
Your head on your chin. I'm an idiot. Your chin on your hand.
I know what you meant. I'm like biting my finger. I can see it. I'm like, really?
So what we have that black square that works for me, and then post production, I'll just if you shoot me an image, I'll just paste it on. So not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. All right. So
what is it doing?
I don't know. Like I said, I had issues before. Maybe it's just that day. It's like, anyone who's streaming, you're going to get it today.
Yeah, and I was like, I had this interview earlier that canceled, and now I get in here, and we're like, oh, it might go down. I'm like, great.
hey, but we did it. We are still alive and floating. And with that being said, guys, 175, we have that limited super secret. So last time, you had an awesome secret. This time, nothing to spoil, but, I mean... Shoot, I want you to.
Let me just say, if you like to cosplay or it is wearable and it is functioning. And that's all I'm gonna say. It is such a cool one. Fuck.
What's going on?
I can't believe I can still hear you. My whole screen went down. It's rebooting.
I mean, we can keep running this.
I'm surprised I can hear you.
Yeah, we can keep. I mean, because it's still going good on my end, and I
All
can.
right.
edit and paste this all out.
If I talk and I don't hear you for a while, I can still click the link and get back in on my phone.
Do you want to try that instead? I think we're going to try that instead, guys. So for everyone watching, just a few moments, just kind of a little intermission while we wait. If things do end up coming to the possibility where... Oh, hold on 1 second. We're good. Yay.
My computer restarted because of a problem. Press a key or wait a few seconds. Okay.
This interview was just going too good, and your computer's like, I can't handle how hyped this is. We got to throw a monkey wrench in there a little bit.
Well, at least I'm functioning again, so...
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. So give us a little bit about what you were about to say.
Oh, the super secret is actually the coolest thing that I could make. It really is. It's wearable, and it functions. That's really a big spoiler. So if you like to cosplay or just collect something that's a one-of-a-kind item, I'm gonna hand make these myself. Someone was brave enough to do it, and I basically rang the bell and was like, "Whoa, I'm so excited!"
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
But they're so complicated. I'm only making 4. That's it.
Okay.
So, if you like good surprises, and again, you can't find these anywhere. I'm handcrafting all of these from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Don't miss out. You're gonna wish you had these.
I really like how they let you do the images on the side. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I think that saves a little bit of work within the campaign too, so you don't have to have those images.
Yeah. Yes. If I could have done that from the beginning, yes. But I had all those images on there, and then it was like, you can add images, and I was like, great.
Yeah, Laurie's like, you just didn't scroll far enough, Cody. So I had 200 or more.
They were going to be redundant, and the picture that you would have in the story is a different size than the one that you can put into the Kickstarter actual reward level. So it's just I had to do them all again.
We have had 200 or more original art by Marco Di Fillo as well.
He will draw any character you want. Any character there. I think there's a couple backers on that one, which is awesome. I'm so excited for that. But
that's so cool.
That reward level, money goes from that to pay him directly, just so you're...
No, that's cool too, how you throw him a little bit of a bone too, so he's able to help him out a little bit too. That's awesome. We have the big James Funko, of course. This thing is awesome. Do you have this on hand?
I'm fulfilling, so that's...
I gotcha.
I don't have mine yet. The sculptor is a fan, so we barter. So I send him stuff from the comic, and he sends me whatever Funko Pop we're working on. So I am getting my own big James from him. I just haven't gotten it yet because they're so freaking complicated. That's giant, and he's actually 2 pieces. His whole head comes off because he's so big, and it's held in with magnets. I have my Jude St. Clair here because he's always here. So this was the one from the first campaign. So of course we have to do Judy's number 1, right? But he does such an amazing job. Look, on the back, he updates the covers. So whatever it comes out with, it'll have the A cover on the back. And this looks like a legit pop box. Everybody keeps asking me how I'm connected to Funko, but it's like, I'm not. These are custom made. I wish I could get stuff directly from Funko because it actually would be a lot cheaper, but they probably wouldn't be as cool. This guy does a fabulous job, and he's super nice. They communicate really well. He usually does cake toppers for weddings. So when I showed up and I was like, "Do you want to do Undead Bears and Cowboys?" He was like, "Say less. Say less."
Yes. I was gonna say I would have never imagined it would have been a wedding cake topper. That's
for a Funko. That's what they do now, I guess, is Funkos.
That's so cool.
But yeah, he gets tired of dealing with bridezillas.
So right there is the campaign in its entirety. You guys missed the opportunity to get mauled by James, but don't miss out on any more. Right here is the link. Be sure to check it out. You have what you said, 13 days.
We got 13 days left, so we still got some time. But go get those exclusives before they're gone.
Yes.
James left. If you want a hot sauce, those are gonna go. You can always add on a choose your own adventure and see if you can get farther than Cody.
And then how much is the choose your own adventure?
I don't have it in front of me.
I was a bad host and forgot to look for it. I'm sorry.
It was 10.
10. That's
Don't quote me on that. I put a price on it that made sense, but it's somewhere around there, 10 or 12.
yeah. That's not bad at all for 60 pages of choose your own content. Like that was a fun. I had a blast. Maybe it's because you were reading it. I was enthralled. So Laurie, for anyone who might be on the fence about backing issue 3, what would you like to say to them directly to kind of help push them over that fence?
Let's see. If you like Book of Eli, Fallout, Mad Max, steampunk, sci-fi, westerns, zombies, this story has everything. We jam it all in there, and it's an insane ride. And this is the best place to start because we have a catch-up tier. You can read 1, you can read 2, and then immediately start number 3. And we answer so many questions in 3. The stuff that you've been wanting to know and how we got to this type of apocalypse, we answer it in 3. And then we keep going into the apocalypse, and you get to see all the crazy stuff go down. So come along for the ride. You could do the riddles, you could do the fan interaction, short films. We got everything, shenanigan wise on social media. It's a fun experience. So come along, you belong.
And try not to die along the way. I mean, you could, but you might come back and not have your limbs. So with that being said, what's next for you in 2023? Like, are you still working on this series, or are you coming out with anything new?
Oh, I am. Actually, I'm working with William Russell on his series called Psycho Sal. So his is really cool. His story is about New Orleans in the 80s, and there's a serial killer that's running. So issues 1, 2, and 3 are about the homicide team and the detectives, the FBI profilers that are searching for this guy. Issues 4, 5, and 6 are written from a female victim's point of view. I will be writing 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, that's so cool.
He's going to be probably kickstarting in another couple months for that issue. And then I'm going to be working with another creator, Rich Perry, and he's going to be doing his series in Contessi. I'm going to be hopefully writing some of that. I do all sorts of stuff. So I would love to get a little further into Path of the Pale Rider. I would love to do another Choose Your Own Adventure based off of The Fall. Yeah, you're definitely going to see us again before the end of the year. We will run another campaign for issue number 4. Let's see if we can get picked up by, I don't know, Netflix? I don't know. The sky's the limit, guys.
Hey, if you're watching Netflix, you heard it here first. Let's go.
That's not gonna happen.
So, Laurie, you've been on the show. What? This is your 3rd time now. With that being said, you know the drill. I get to ask you for a little advice for anyone who's watching. So, I mean, issue 3 sounds like it's going to take a hard turn. With what we're used to, getting that flashback. So for anyone trying to replicate somewhat of a similar experience in their own way, like what would be some of your advice to achieve that? Like having this world already go for 2 issues and then doing the throwback. That I love it. It's awesome.
Thank you. My advice is write everything down first. It's hard to do a flashback and then just make sure you're staying in with your own world boundaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because now that we're in a different time, it's very easy to be like, oh, well, we're going to do this. But that's not what you already set up in the previous issues. So there's pros and cons to doing like a flashback. The other thing is you still got to make it exciting because people know certain characters are safe.
Yeah.
Right. But we still want to push that button. We still want a twist ending. We still want, excitement to keep people coming back. So you got to think kind of outside the box of ways to tantalize the reader to get them to keep coming back because they know Jude makes it out. But who else doesn't?
Yeah. Ooh. And he had a partner in that ambulance with him too. That's interesting.
Yeah, you're gonna meet a whole new cast of people that you haven't seen before. And none of them were in issue 1 or 2, so you get to learn their story.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So Laurie, before we end things officially, what comics are you reading? What TV shows you watching? If you play video games, what are you playing?
All out. I'm playing Diablo with everybody else on the planet. When you don't have to wait for 30 minutes.
Oh my God, that queue time was ridiculous.
But I which one? Necromancer? I do it with the scythe, which is super cool. It's like totally up my alley. When I'm not playing that, I'm playing Fallout because that's the best game ever. I love it. I like to go hunting death claws because that's fun. Find the radioactive. They scare the crap out of me. I am currently reading Worlds Away by Damien Becton.
Oh, amazing story.
So I have those. I backed his last campaign, which just ended. So I'm
Mhm.
looking to get like 4 and 5 or 3 and 4, which will end the series, I believe. So he's closing out his series, and I can't wait to see what he's doing next. TV wise, what am I watching? Well, we just finished Last of Us. We're watching The Mandalorian.
So, what's your thoughts on The Last of Us? Because I know this is a totally different, series and story than The Last of Us, but both are set in a post-apocalyptic world. Like, so how did you think The Last of Us did in that aspect?
I 100% appreciate Last of Us because they kind of revitalized the zombie genre. It's hard when you are quote unquote zombie because everybody compares you to Walking Dead, and of course I have always on top of that. So I get through everybody's kind of view of, oh, you're just another Walking Dead, and I'm not, right? It's totally different. So it's great when you can get someone with a new property to kind of revitalize and get people interested in the genre again, so that they're willing to look at like my story. Because I've even heard it before with artists where I'm like, hey, I have a couple scripts that I'm doing. Do you want to read them? And let's, see what, you think. I have a zombie one and I have a spy one, and they're like, spy one. And I'm like, well, the zombie one's actually stronger. And they're like, I don't want to do anything with zombies. Zombies have jumped the shark. So it's like they don't even get past the word zombie sometimes.
What do you mean, jump the shark?
Jump the shark is like, it was cool, but now it's not anymore.
I guess I've never heard that before. I'm surprised.
Jump the shark. Maybe I'm.
But it must be a film thing. It must be a film thing.
The youngins.
So, awesome stuff right there too.
Did you
Go
watch?
ahead.
Did you
The
watch?
Last of Us? Sorry, you're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Did you watch Last of Us?
Oh yeah, so I actually we did a whole podcast. It was like an hour and a half long where we like went through, broke down every episode. I played the game on PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. Really mad because 5 didn't have the multiplayer. They're saving multiplayer and coming out with factions or whatever. So I loved it. I thought, for what it was, the pivots, the spores, that's where you could really tell Ellie is immune. So they didn't want to wear the mask in the TV show because you want to show emotion, right? Like you're paying those big bucks, you want to pay, you make sure you're able to get that. So,
but they did that on the Mandalorian. He wears a helmet the entire time. Still successful. It's the same.
You got me. You got me. You got me.
But I mean, I get it. Like they want to be able to convey emotion, and it's a lot scarier when you can see the emotion than to just imply it. So
thoughts on Tess making out with the tentacles before we leave? Let's leave on a strong note. Like that was gross, right? Like why'd you do that?
Because they wanted to show the difference between people trying to resist and people not resisting. That if you're resisting, it's a violent interaction where the fungus tries to take over. But if you're not resisting, it's not a violent interaction. It just sees you as, oh, hi, you're a friend of us. And it just very almost lovingly passes into the new host. So it was just a great different way of showing how the fungus can react depending on the stimulus that it's getting.
That's the first time I think I heard something like that. So holy crap, I'm mind blown. So Laurie, thank you so much for swinging by. Everyone watching, I hope you all had a fantastic Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day. Make sure you spend it wisely by checking this campaign out and backing it if you can. If you can't, once again, sharing it wherever you can works just as well. We all have an awesome night. Most importantly, guys, keep it geekly.